Good day, everyone. I am Rosaline Olar, the presenter of Group 3. Today, I will discuss about the R programming language. Now, let's have an overview. R is a programming language and software environment for statistical analysis, graphics, representation, and reporting. R was created by Ross Laka and Robert Gentleman at the University of Auckland, New Zealand, and is currently developed by the R Development Core team. The core of R is an interpreted computer language which allows branching and looping as well as modular programming using functions. R allows integration with the procedures written in C, C++, .NET, Python, or Fortran languages for efficiency. R is freely available under the GNU or General Public License, and pre-compiled binary versions are provided from various operating systems like Linux, Windows, and Mac. When and where does R programming language originated? So, let's have a brief history of the R programming language. R programming language is originated from S language. It was created by John Chambers in 1976 while at Bell's Lab. A commercial version of S was offered as S Plus starting in 1988. In 1991, Ross Laka and Robert Gentleman at the University of Auckland, New Zealand began an alternative implementation of the basic S language, completely of S Plus. Now, in 1995, Martin Meckler convinced Laka and Gentleman to make R free and open source software under the GNU or General Public License. The R Development Core team was created to manage the further development of R. R programming language is named partly after the first names of the first two R authors and partly as a play on the name of S. The first official release came in 1995. The Comprehensive R Archive Network, or CRAN, was officially announced 23rd of April 1997. With 3 mirrors and 12 contributed packages. The first official stable beta version was released 29 of February 2000. So that was the brief history of the R programming language. As we all know, the R language has a unique place in the programming world, which shows its importance. But it is a universal fact that each technology utters some positive as well as the negative aspects. So, here are some advantages and disadvantages of programming language. Advantages. Open source. R is an open source programming language. This means that anyone can work with R without any need for a license or a fee. Furthermore, you can contribute towards the development of R by customizing its packages, developing new ones, and resolving issues. Next advantage is platform independent. R is a platform independent language. It is a cross-platform programming language, meaning that it can be run quite easily on Windows, Linux, and Mac. Next advantage is machine learning operations. R provides various facilities for carrying out machine learning operations like classification, regression, and also provides features for developing artificial neural networks. Next advantage is exemplary support for data wrangling. So, R programming language provides exemplary support for data wrangling. Next is quality plotting and graphing. R facilitates quality plotting and graphing. The popular libraries like Gplot2 and Plotly advocate for aesthetic and visually appealing graphs that set R apart from the other programming languages. Next, the array of packages. R programming language has a vast array of packages. With over 10,000 packages in the CRAN repository, the number is constantly growing. These packages appeal to all the areas of industry. Next advantage is statistics. R is prominently known as the lingua franca of statistics. So this is the main reason as to why R is dominant among other programming languages for developing statistical tools. So last advantage is continuously growing. R is a constantly evolving programming language. It is a state-of-the-art technology that provides updates whenever any new feature is added. So that was the advantage of the R programming language. Let's move to the disadvantages of R programming language. Number 1 disadvantage is data handling. In R programming language, the physical memory stores the objects. This is in contrast to other languages like Python. Furthermore, R utilizes more memory as compared with Python. Also, R programming language requires the entire data in one single place, that is, in the memory. Therefore, it is not an ideal option when dealing with big data. However, with data management packages and integration with Hadoop possible, this is easily covered. Next is basic security. R lacks basic security. This is one of the disadvantages. This feature is an essential part of most programming languages like Python. Because of this, there are several restrictions with R as it cannot be embedded into a web application. Next is complicated language. Yes, it's complicated. R is not an easy language to learn. Due to this, people who do not have prior programming experience may find it difficult to learn R. Next disadvantage is weak origin. Why? Because R shares its origin with a much older programming language, S. This means that its base package does not have support for dynamic or 3D graphics. With common packages of R like ggplot2 and Plotly, it is possible to create dynamic 3D as well as animated graphics. The last disadvantage of R programming language is lesser speed. Why? Lesser speed because R packages and the R programming language is much slower than other languages like MATLAB and Python. So that was the advantage and disadvantages of R programming language. Now let's move on to the known uses of R programming language. There are numerous areas in which R can be used. Let's take a quick look at those areas. Machine learning. In today's world of artificial intelligence and machine learning, R can be used in support of predictive analytics, decision trees, nonlinear regression, and other components used in machine learning. It can find usage in areas from retail to marketing to genetics. Next, statistical algorithms. For statisticians, R is a very popular programming language. It includes over 9,000 packages that can perform almost every statistical problem imaginable. But it isn't limited only to statisticians. Researchers of many kinds can use the language to analyze data from numerous sources. Next is data science. A data scientist is a statistician who also has the ability to write programming statements. R provides data scientists with the ability to leverage their skills and write code that produce real-time data. Data scientists can also perform advanced predictive analysis, statistical analysis, and develop graphical representations of the data. Other known uses. R programming gives a broad variety of statistical, direct and nonlinear modeling, traditional statistical tests, time arrangement analysis, grouping, bunching, and graphical techniques, and is profoundly extensible. Like all applications, R programs explicitly record the actions of analysis and make it easy to reproduce and update report, which means it can quickly try many ideas and factual issues. It can easily use it anywhere. It's platform independent, so it can apply to each operating system. And it's free, so it can implement it in any organization without purchasing a license. So that's the end of my discussion about the R programming language. I hope you understand and thank you for listening.